So regarding this work with rage, I think I got known somehow for I love working with rage and rage is always right. And yes, after 4,000 years of suppressed rage and anger, especially on a certain level for women and girls, it's essential. It's a survival kit. Like get get intimate, become intimate with your rage. That's a number one medicine that every nervous system in this culture needs in order to basically recover from the conditioning in this era. And there is, I wouldn't say there is a limit to working with rage, but there are certain symptoms when somebody is like, oh, I need to get to my through to my suppressed rage and anger, and then is angry and angry and angry. And then after a certain while, there can come up some symptoms where I see, okay, now we need another strategy or another tool set. Because just screaming, just being angry doesn't lead you anywhere. It's better than just suppressing something. However, it's still a loop. And at the end of the day, it's still exhausting. It doesn't get you anywhere. So what's the thing that I try to track in order to know when can we keep working with anger and rage and when do we have to move the whole process into another riverbank, so to speak. It's when anger doesn't move anymore as free life force through the body as an open vessel, but gets possessed or identified by the personal story. When there is any kind of righteousness, at the basic level, it comes down to any kind of story, any kind of entitlement attached to anger. Anger isn't allowed to move freely in the body anymore. The moment that the person kicks in, the moment that the story kicks in, eventually, the moment that the story and the person kicks in, it's the moment when the self-sabotage kicks in. Because any version of the personal story and attachment is a subtle or non so subtle version of being a victim. It's a version of I want to keep suffering. It's not consciously accessible for us, but that's running the show from the background. So the very moment that we allow our anger to move really freely through the body, it washes out any version of story, of echo from the past that is repetitive. It truly liberates us. And working with rage is so empowering. Yet, in order to receive the full gift from anger and rage, we have to sacrifice that we are a victim. We have to sacrifice that we have to suffer. And we invested so much into our suffering for so many decades on so many levels that we are unprepared for this. Oh my God, I have to sacrifice. I have to give up my self-image of being small or being helpless. So it's in the beginning, it's a booster for our confidence and energy level and our kind of I'm me and that's perfect when we work with rage. And after a while, there comes something that is more serious and maturing and demanding from us when we keep working with anger. And when we instead of that getting attached to our story again, then I would remove the title or the emphasis of anger from the process for a while and instead focusing on softening and melting and surrender, aka humiliation, in terms of, oh my God, that's my path and that's my process and that's me and I'm doing whatever I want. And then we die the other way around. So either our own anger kills those ones energetically that we didn't defend ourselves against, maybe as a child, and then it kills us ourselves, or it only kills the other ones, then we fuck it up, then we remove anger and we die the other way around. Sooner or later, your work with anger gives birth to you as a new life. and gives birth to you being initiated into the art of dying. So it's at the end of the day, it's a mastery of killing oneself, full of self-love and full of respect for the own potential for truly living in freedom and liberation.
Thank you so much for being interested in global transformation. If you want to join a very special event, I have a free invitation for you. Once a month, I gather humans from all over the globe in a so-called shaking event. It's a very unique adventure where you dive into collective trauma regulation and global transformation together with humans from all over the world. So if you're curious about a physical adventure that truly goes into collective transformation, then you are welcome to join me and hundreds of other beings, and you find the link for your registration below this video.